Hey Cancer, welcome or welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Jamie. This reading could resonate if you're a Cancer Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus placement. If this is your reading, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you want to catch some additional content, I do offer a membership. If you're new to tarot, just know that not every reading is going to resonate with you, so if you feel like I'm wrong, please just disregard the reading. I'm also going to pull cards like King, Queen, Emperor, and Empress. Those cards describe a really specific personality, but they have nothing to do with the sex or gender of the person being described. If you feel like the energies are reversed and the story goes the other way around, you can go ahead and take it that way. I think someone has learned like a really valuable lesson here about trying to heal the broken. Okay? There was some kind of like relationship here, and in order for it to have any type of peace or harmony whatsoever, it required you to overlook a lot of things. A lot of things. If you really look at this card, if I'll really focus on it, that would be nice. This is obviously a mirror, and in one situation the person is truly trapped, and then here is your own self looking at this trapped version of yourself and choosing to just stay and not do anything to sort of get out of a situation. And I think at some point in time there could have been this delusion that things would get better, that you could heal a person. You could fix them. I think the two of you could have really grew up on two different streets. You know what I mean? This could have just been a person who grew up maybe in a broken home, and you grew up in a more stable home as far as the relationship between the parents. And so I don't know, there's this energy here where you misunderstood who a person was, and I think you were blindsided because, one, you're used to some type of long-term relationships. That's the model that's been set before you since childhood type of thing, versus someone who grew up in really confusing relationships between people who maybe were toxic or abusive with one another. You feeling like that person was broken and that they weren't really capable of loving you, and you not fully understanding why you tried to stay in something, or where you really truly believed that one day the two of you would be able to make things work and consistently pushing towards a goal to make that happen, despite everything that's going on in the situation. And for all of you, that's something, it's different, but no matter what, it was very toxic, gaslighty, really confusing. Maybe someone, it seems like the type of relationship that's very like on and off, super hot and heavy, but also explosive. And in the end, I think it took a long time to really move on from that specific relationship and the wounds that were sort of acquired within it. Maybe that is a requirement with this person. And it's like that, you know, if you get in a relationship with someone, sometimes they really, and they don't even mean to, they will really hurt the shit out of you because they just don't understand love, you know? But in this situation, I think it was worse. It was like you truly felt that you could heal a person, that you would be the love that would save them, and you know, there would be this happily ever after. And I, you know, when I'm giggling about this, it's because whoever I'm reading for really is looking back at the situation and kind of giggling, laughing at their own folly, like, what was I thinking? Like, where was I really, like, mentally and emotionally back then that I would let any of this happen, you know? But I feel like this specific situation made you learn a lot. I mean, we do have the High Priestess here. And I think becoming more self-aware. What the hell part am I playing in this while I keep staying? No matter how this person acts, and I keep trying to save someone despite the fact that they clearly don't want to be saved. Like maybe they like chaos, you know. Some people, they find pleasure and fun in that, you know. Maybe it's the other way around. Maybe you don't really know how to love someone, and love is just chaotic and too pressuring for you, and you feel like you hurt people, and it's better to just be alone. Maybe it's like something like that, but I feel like for most of you, it's the other way around. Like you've really realized that you cannot save or heal someone else. They have to do that shit on their own. And maybe along the way finding all that energy that you were putting into trying to heal somebody else, you really just needed to be investing into your own bullshit here, you know? And someone did do that. I mean, we had the Six of Wands and the Magician. Someone is extremely different than they used to be. They definitely found their power. You know, I think with the inside scoop, I don't think anybody truly is up in your business. I think this is more like you thinking back to like what was going on back in the day when you were really trying to like fix someone that you really genuinely thought you were in love with, that you really thought you would spend forever with. Like there was no doubt in your mind that that was your person. And maybe they're where this whole tarot thing started for a lot of you. But it's sort of like, you know, if you didn't have that one specific relationship, you would have really never started to understand yourself, your own needs, how to respect yourself, how to protect yourself. You know, it's just something about that relationship that was so messy, and you even kind of giggle at how stupid it was to even want that person. But it also did say a lot about, like I said earlier, where you were mentally, emotionally, and spiritually at that time versus where you are today. So tell me about the Magician. Some relevant signs that are out here: Cancer, Pisces, Gemini. Oop. Strength, the Eight of Pentacles, but it flipped out in the reverse. King of Swords, the Hanged Man, the Empress, Libra, Taurus energy, Pisces energy here, Leo energy here, the Knight of Pentacles, and at the bottom of the deck, the Four of Pentacles. Okay. You know, when you're not chasing love and fighting for it and crying over it is exactly when you find it. I feel like you are investing absolutely no time or energy into love right now. Whoever I'm waiting for is somebody is actually all nosy and up in your business, but not in a negative way. So this is the continuation here. I feel like you have really overcome the situation. You're over it. So your energy is very different here, showing up the Empress. And someone's paying attention to you for sure. There's a King of Swords. It's given the Gemini energy here. Maybe some Libra energy. This person just kind of posts up and daydreams about you. The King of Swords is a super loyal person, very mature, very wise. They could be a little bit older than you. I think what's interesting here is what's so attractive to them about you is that you're not really very interested in love. Like, you're not very flirtatious. You don't really care to be looked at, you know. I don't think you're showing up flashy. You like to mind your business, and that is attracting someone. But I mean, the King of Swords is an excellent person. It looks like they'll pursue you, and they'll take their time to do it too. But for right now, they're holding back, trying to feel you out. Tell me about the King of Swords. The King of Pentacles, the Four of Cups, the Two of Pentacles, the King of Wands, the Five of Swords, the Five of Pentacles, and at the bottom of the deck, the Two of Wands. This person thinks you don't even notice them. They could also like struggle with rejection. You know, they're not really sure. I think they go back and forth about whether they should make a move towards you or not, or if that would really just make things worse. Like, they feel like I don't know, maybe they're used to, like, if people do reject them, they're never talking, and for some reason it really matters if you reject them. So there's something about the position that you're in where you give vibes like you aren't really interested in anyone, and so that is attractive to them. You know, nobody wants somebody who's just looking to be with anyone. That's obvious, you know. But at the same time, maybe that vibe is sort of giving off, maybe you just don't want anyone, and maybe that is true. But this person is willing to kind of stick around a little bit, kind of watch how you move and see how it goes, but at the same time, they're a little afraid that if they take too long, that they'll be too late. So I feel like they kind of sit around and just think about what to do. But the fact of the matter is, your Cancer, they sit around thinking about you. Definitely want you. The Four of Cups. Or sorry, the Four of Swords, but the Queen of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups. So, some of you already know who I'm talking about. Kind of have noticed somebody noticing you. And perhaps they're willing to be whatever this other person couldn't, because it looks like in the last situation, maybe you were trying to pursue them. You were trying to, you know, heal them and do all this stuff. And maybe this is like the opposite type of person, someone who's trying to show up and make your life better right when you're not looking for it. Like, I feel like you're not paying attention to this at all. But I am confirming it. I think someone's just working up the courage to just say how they feel here. Okay. I'll see you soon.